petunias and you can pick off the dead blooms. It's not going to hurt it, it's going to make it prettier. But if you really want it to put back out and grow back thicker and fuller, the best thing to do is cut them. You're not going to get, unless you just cut it off at the dirt, you're not going to get cut too far back. So the way we do it, we usually like to have them all pruned by the 1st of April. So pretty much every basket out here has been cut at least once. And eventually, unfortunately, your petunia, depending on the variety, is going to get kind of like this, get gangly and just not look very attractive. There's really not much to it. You can do a couple different ways, and I'll show you the simple, fast way first. Just go around it, basically give it a bowl cut. I mean, you can kind of shape it like a hedge because the way you prune it, it's going to grow back from that point. So you don't want to get it too bad lopsided. But anything that's sticking out really wild, I try to get. And in the process, you get rid of a lot of your dead blooms. Just kind of shape it up like you're trimming a hedge. Try to get as much of the stuff you cut off out of the plant because it can cause disease to start growing on that dead plant material. But that's pretty much it. That's the fast way to prune it. And it's going to look a little rough for a while. Tips are going to start turning brown where they've been cut at. But the key to making it turn around pretty fast is you can use Miracle-Gro. It's not going to have the iron in it that this Jax that we sell does. Petunias are really heavy feeding flowers. To make them pretty, it takes a lot of fertilizer. We actually run fertilizer every single time we water. And I'm not going to open one of these small ones. But we'll get the cup out. This is the exact same stuff, just the way we buy the 25-pound bag. And one of these will last you a pretty good long while. I water them until it runs out. Every time I water, either running out the bottom or running over the top. And with a petunia this size, you pretty much water them every single day. And that's pretty much the key to it. It'll take about 2 weeks and that'll be completely covered up in blooms again. And I'll show you a little different method if my mama gets bent out of shape when I hack them back or butcher them, she calls it, like that. So if you've got your flower bag hanging on the front of your house and you don't want to just cut it all the way back, you can selectively cut and just catch the wild ones. And I don't know if you've ever suckered a tomato plant, but petunias are just like tomatoes. They're going to have, or like most plants, they're going to have suckers. Find a good example here. Everywhere there's a leaf node, there is a new growth point coming out. So on most of these terminal ends, you can find a good sucker like this one. Just cut it back to that point, and you can avoid having to cut it back quite so hard, but still get rid of some of the wild where it's just going all directions. I don't usually do it this way because it's too slow, but you can achieve the same result without getting your flower leaving it so bald.
Is there a certain time of year that it's not good to prune it?
Nope.
Okay.
You can prune these anytime. And I guess you still end up with all the blooms off of it, but you just don't have the leaves quite as cut up as you do like that.
Did you say how often, or do you just kind of look to see how it's growing?
I let it grow until it starts looking bad. Petunias are bad about, they will fall open, and then when they're hanging up you don't notice it as bad, but we call it scalding out. So you might not see it as much when they're hanging up, but eventually this would all fall to the sides, and it still have a lot of blooms around here, but it'd be virtually dead at the top. You just give it a bowl cut, it'll start putting out new, as long as you're feeding it, start putting out new in the center again, and be back to just as pretty as when you first got it. But there's really not, you don't be scared to just go at it with a pair of scissors, because you're not going to hurt them. But the flour or the feed is a big deal, because there's no nutrition in potting soil.
Right.
It's just there for the roots to have a place to be.
What kind of flowers does Miracle Grow and all that stuff work well with?
Pretty much all of them.
All of them? Okay. I was going to say, because I already have them.
We're about to lose yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Miracle Grow's fine. So, achieve basically the same results without having a lot of the leaf tips cut off like I did on that other one. And another plant that responds really well to pruning is lantana. They almost kind of get mad when you cut them. I mean, this one has got a lot of blooms on it, but it's starting to have less up here around the pot. It really takes off when you prune it. And that applies to your yard too. If you plant some lantana in your yard, it's really drought tolerant, really heat tolerant, tough plant. It's great to put out in beds and let it rely on the rain. But even if you buy a 4-inch lantana from us and set it out, let it grow for a little bit, give it a haircut, and it'll thicken it up a whole lot more.
How long did it take for like these petunias to mature, like how they are now?
Most of our petunia pots we plant mid-February, but they are a seedling.
Yeah. Do you like propagate, like reuse any that you cut?
Some of the stuff, some of it's patent protected,
Oh.
and it's illegal to propagate it
Oh.
for me. Now
You
you
sell it.
at home you could propagate, you can make 100 of them, but
Yeah.
for me to resell them on some things.
Right. That makes
So I have to be careful about that. Some older stuff like Wandering Jew, spider plant, stuff that's been around 100 years, you can propagate that. But like those ray black petunias, that's patent protected.
We were just discussing the balding part.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we wait till it looks like it's too late.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Just go ahead and give it a haircut.
Yeah, once it starts splitting open and starting to look bad, like that first pot, go ahead and cut it back.
You know, that's painful. You got all these beautiful blooms.
Well, you see, even this one where I just kind of trimmed it like a hedge trimmer, there's a whole lot of blooms still down here deep that are fixing to open.
Do you have to pinch the blooms off of petunias?
You don't have to. You can make some more attractive, but you don't
Because I
have to.
stand in there and pinch, and I'm like, do I really have to do this?